If you are an INFJ, conflict is probably a four-letter word. Your heart starts racing, your throat tightens, and your brain immediately starts looking for the nearest exit. You'd rather let someone walk all over you for 6 months than have one uncomfortable 10-minute conversation. But here is the cost of that avoidance: resentment. When you avoid conflict, you aren't keeping the peace, you're just storing the war inside your own body. Today, we are changing your relationship with confrontation. I'm going to show you how to stop cringing and start operating. We are going to adopt the surgeon's mindset, where conflict isn't about hurting someone, it's about saving the connection by removing the rot. The reason you cringe during conflict is biological. Because your extroverted feeling, FE, is so sensitive to the vibe of the room, your brain interprets social tension as a physical threat. Your amygdala fires, your logic shuts down, and you fall into fight, flight, or fawn. To the tactician, this is unacceptable. You cannot lead if you are being governed by your nervous system. Strategic confrontation requires you to move the conversation from the limbic system, emotion, to the prefrontal cortex, strategy. You aren't fighting a person, you are solving a friction point. Most people approach conflict like a soldier. They want to win, they want to be right, and they want the other person to lose. This triggers immediate defensiveness. The INFJ tactician approaches conflict like a surgeon. Objectivity. The surgeon doesn't hate the patient, they hate the tumor. Precision. They don't cut more than they have to. Outcome-oriented. The goal isn't to express feelings for the sake of it, the goal is to restore function. When you speak, you use clinical language. Instead of saying, "You always ignore me and it's selfish," you say, "I've noticed a pattern where decisions are made without my input, and it's leading to a bottleneck in our workflow. How can we adjust this?" You have removed the "you" and focused on the pattern. You are afraid that if you stand up for yourself, people will think you are difficult or mean. You value your reputation as the understanding one. But understand this: people respect boundaries more than they like niceness. If you are infinitely understanding, you become a doormat. If you are strategically firm, you become a sovereign. In a moment, I'm going to give you the Dear Man script, the exact linguistic formula that ensures you get what you want without ever raising your voice. Derived from dialectical behavior therapy, this is the tactician's blueprint for a clean confrontation. D. Describe. State the facts without judgment. We agreed to meet at 5, and you arrived at 5:30. E. Express. State how it affects the situation. When the schedule shifts, I lose my focus window. A. Assert. State clearly what you need. I need us to stick to the agreed time or give me an hour's notice. R. Reinforce. Explain the benefit to them. This way, I can be fully prepared for our meeting. M. Mindful. Stay on topic. Don't let them bring up the past. A. Appear confident. Maintain eye contact. No softening words. N. Negotiate. Be willing to find a middle ground if the core need is met. You don't start training for a marathon by running 26 miles. You don't start strategic confrontation with your boss or your partner. You start small. The minor correction. If a waiter brings the wrong side dish or someone cuts in line, address it calmly using the describe and assert steps. No heat, just facts. The 24-hour cooling. Never confront while your heart is racing. Wait until the physical cringe has subsided. If you can't speak without shaking, write it down first to engage your introverted thinking, TI. The post-game analysis. After a conflict, instead of ruminating on what they said, ask yourself, did I stick to the facts? Did I stay calm? Judge yourself on your process, not their reaction. Conflict is simply the sound of two people trying to find the truth. It is not an ending, it is a clarification. When you stop avoiding the short-term awkwardness, you stop the long-term disaster. You are an INFJ. You see the truth anyway, you might as well have the courage to speak it. Be the surgeon. Be precise. Be sovereign.